Hello, thank you for your interest in my online philosophy course called Existentialism, a Philosophy of Freedom. In this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what existentialism is and why I think it's worth your while to learn about it. Existentialism is a concrete philosophy that tackles real-world problems. Problems like, how can we be free when we have no choice over the family or the body that we're born into? How do we determine the line between good and bad if there's nothing to morality except what we choose to make of it? And how do we resolve our disputes when we can never get beyond our own particular perspectives and attain some kind of an impossible view from nowhere? Existentialism is an unusual approach to understanding the world because it isn't what I would like to call objectivist. For the most part, our ways of investigating the world, science, journalism, history, what have you, are supposed to be objective. Knowing is about overcoming your own particular viewpoint, your own particular biases, and getting at the objective truth. So, for example, if I want to know how much of a threat climate change is, it's not enough for me just to look outside the window and see what the weather's doing in London, where I am. I need to take a broader scope. I need to collect more data, do statistical analyses, and bring to bear lots of other tools that will help me get beyond the limitations of my own particular view. Existentialism isn't incompatible with this kind of scientific investigation, but it is different from it. It's committed to subjective investigation because it believes that we can never get completely beyond our own perspective. Existentialism proceeds from the assumption that not only is it impossible to be really and truly neutral, but to do so would actually be to deprive us of all meaning. That's because the source of meaning isn't just the world that we experience, it's ourselves. There aren't any facts that are meaningful all by themselves. Facts are meaningful because of the projects that we have, because of the things that we want to do with them, the things that we want to understand about the world, and the things that we want to do with our lives. Existentialism is about this. It's about the meaning of the world and of our lives. It's about how those meanings came to be. And it's also about how we can change them once they no longer suit us. In this course, you'll have the opportunity to read some of the greatest, most interesting philosophers of our time. Philosophers like Sartre, Nietzsche, de Beauvoir, Fanon, and Heidegger, all through carefully chosen and, importantly, brief and comprehensible excerpts that I'll provide. I'll use an innovative teaching method called a flipped classroom. It's perfectly suited to learning online. What I'll do is I'll provide a pre-recorded lecture like this one, but longer, that you can watch anytime during the week. And then we'll meet together once a week with about 5 other students for an in-depth discussion. Thank you for listening. I hope you join me this winter, and together we can try to understand why Sartre would say something like, man is condemned to be free. Or de Beauvoir would say, one is not born, but rather becomes a woman.